Hello, welcome to Felonious Female Fridays, where we discuss felonious females. Now, here we have Alabama teacher found dead 2 days after being charged with raping students. So, here, an Alabama high school teacher was found dead just 2 days after being charged with sex crimes against two underage students, authorities said. Officials believe 44-year-old Leslie Gillespie, who was accused of sexually assaulting the two boys inside a classroom, took her own life either Friday night or Saturday morning at her home in Hillsborough, about 90 miles north of Birmingham, local news outlet AL.com reported. So, and they're saying it appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Okay, the exact cause of death, saying, okay, but notice how they are framing this as not she took her own life, how sad, and ignores the two boys that she raped. So Gillespie was arrested Thursday and charges of second-degree rape, second-degree sodomy, and engaging in a sex act with a student under the age of 19. The students were 15 and 16 at the time of the incident. Okay. All right. Well, they're saying here at the end of the call, if someone you know is considering suicide, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 800-273-8255. Do they have a national rape prevention or rape reporting hotline, or a state one, to where the boys can go and report their teachers that are raping them, that are abusing them? Don't think so. Okay, here's another one. School teacher Monica Young, how teacher 24 had sex with a school in her car after class, has transferred her parents before she heads to prison, as disturbing details emerge about her previous stint in jail. So this girl already was in prison before, and yet she is teaching. A Sydney high school teacher was admitted to repeatedly raping, says having sex, but in reality is raping a 14-year-old boy, is using her last days of freedom to prepare for a future in jail. Monica Young, 24, swapped her usual former clothing for a night tracksuit, looking noticeable leaner. Saying Young has already had a taste of jail life at Stillwater Women's Correctional Center, where she spent a month on remand after her arrest on jail. Okay, so her last days of freedom prepared for her future. So let's see. They're trying really hard not to say rape. So yes, this is a two male authors, Stephen Gibbs and Daniel Piatri, for Daily Mail Australia, that's reporting on this. So here's the gist of it. Monica Elizabeth Young has pleaded guilty to having sex with 14-year-old boy. The boy was a student at school where Young had recently started teaching. Not having sex, raping the boy. She is due to be sentenced for aggravated sexual intercourse offenses in June. The 24-year-old is on strict bail conditions ahead of an inevitable prison term. Okay, so here, teacher is imprisoned for raping boys, says sex with boys, but we all know she was raping boys, claims teachers are unfairly singled out. So here, once again, former Alabama teacher imprisoned for teaching two of her students, for raping two of her students. According to Tuscaloosa News, Charlie Jones Parker, 31, pleaded guilty to having contact with students younger than 19. She is serving a 3-year prison sentence. No, you're not unfairly Matter of fact, if anything, you have gotten past this for way, way too long. What is happening is the boys are saying, no, this is not what we want. We're here for an education. We know how this will affect our future, and what you're doing to us is not fair. Get used to it. You're going to see a lot more boys reporting their teacher. Okay, so here's another one. Okay, school teacher 43 admits having sex. No, not admits having sex. Admits raping an underage boy, but denies a second minor. Okay, so this one is Sonia McKay. Okay, from Henley Beach, Adelaide, on Thursday. Pleaded guilty to one count of maintaining an unlawful sexual relationship. Okay. Unlawful. I love how these authors try to frame it and not say what it actually is. Rape. Okay, so let's see. No author here given. Okay, but also from the Daily Mail. So the English teacher then pleaded not guilty to two aggregate counts of indecent assault and one count of unlawful sexual intercourse with the second boy. Okay. So if you didn't do the second boy, then why did you admit to it? Private school teacher Sonia McKay, Pictured Center, has admitted to having no, not a sexual relationship. Please stop it. Stop it. It's not a sexual relationship. If you had a sexual relationship, it would not be illegal because it would be an adult. Boys that age cannot make those decisions. Okay, so here's another one. Okay, two female high school teachers accused of group sex with male student. So here we have Shelley DeFranci, 32, and Rachel Respes, 24. Again, the article says had sex, not raping. And let's see, do we have an article name, article writer? No, we do not. Two teachers are accused of having not group sex, gang raping a student in Louisiana after school officials told authorities the 16-year-old was okay. So reports that each posted bonds left jail Thursday. DeFrance is also accused of raping the teenager at her home. Oh, so it's a female. Both women face charges of carnal knowledge of a juvenile. So, okay, I guess this is equal opportunity because evidently they have both male and female victims in this one. More to come. Let's see. Now, what do you think? Should we start a petition? Okay. So this teacher was jailed for the decade-old sexcapades after another former student came forward to police. Yes, I know how some men like to say, where were these teachers when I was going to school? Well, guess what? They were going to school. They were there. You just weren't chosen. I know this is not every boy's fantasy. It never was mine. My fantasy was with Lisa, a classmate of mine. Okay? Pretty smile and nice round butt. The teacher was slapped with 8 counts of second-degree sex abuse for allegedly raping her student when the boy was 17 and attended Lapine High School. Okay, this is of course in Oregon, where Oregon tends to ignore the law. glad to see they're following up on this one. Okay. Oh, you didn't know that sleeping with underage boys was illegal? You thought it was only illegal if it was teachers. Now, raping underage boys is illegal. Okay. So, a Texarkana teacher's aide has been formally sentenced to 4 years behind bars for having sex. I think we talked about this one, Belle. Okay. So, she's got 4 years in jail. And how nice. She only got $1,000 bond. It's nice to have a P-pass, a pink pass. I'm going to use the word pink instead of the other word so I don't get banned from the Bastion of Unfree Speech YouTube. And here, teacher at New Brighton School District was we talked about her, Tiffany Lissess. She's finally been charged after 2 counts, okay, of sexual assault and sexual battery. Okay, you cannot have sex with those in your charge because it provides a power dynamic. You know, much the same way female bosses, which we're going to have to go on one day and we're going to try and find other men who have been sexually abused by their female boss and sexually harassed. Okay, here's another one. I think we talked about former Portage teacher before. Let's see. Okay. Nope, I guess we're in the same school district, but a different teacher. A former Portage High School teacher charged with 2 counts of sexual assault of a student by school staff on Friday. See, I love how the headline is having sex, not rape, and they leave the author blank. So, okay, Portage Police said in a statement that Abby M. Dibbs, 35, of Cross Plains, was arrested for sexual assault of a child on Wednesday after the Portage Community School District Administration contacted police. Oh, and guess what? Dibbs' Facebook page is still up. I thought Facebook or Fascist Book takes down pedophiles. I guess this is another pink privilege. Okay, here we got another one. Okay, let's see. Madison Southern Biology charged with sexual abuse of 16-year-old student. Okay, let's see. I think we talked about Brandy Whitaker, in case we didn't. Richmond was charged with first-degree sexual abuse, third-degree rape. Yeah, we talked about her. Okay, and then I think we have 2 more left for this week in Felonious Female Fridays. Okay. Okay, nope. This one is another duplicate. And let's see. Okay. All right. Now, do you think female teachers should have to undergo a psychological evaluation before they are given a teaching license as a way to weed out these pedophiles before they enter school? Yes, they are. Here it is, our last one. Teacher Katerina Bartos guilty of, listen to this amount, 40 to 50 sex acts with middle school students. Middle school students. You know, I remember middle school students where you we had to beg our parents to allow us to ride our bike to the local McDonald's so we can so so we could be with our friends. So indeed in 2012, okay, so Westworld, nonetheless the actions really remain absolutely jaw-dropping. Barnes has now been sentenced following guilty pleas related to felony child abuse and the criminal attempt to commit sexual assault on a child with a boy. No, she didn't begin a relationship. She started grooming. Westworld. Which one? Michael Roberts. Please, please, please. So here is her plea. My name is Katerina Bartos, and I was given the opportunity to be part of the 4th grade team this year at Frontier Academy. I completed my student teaching at 4th grade at Frontier while going to University of North Carolina, so I wouldn't say I'm a new face to the building. Being back at Frontier has been a blessing, and I have truly enjoyed the last couple of weeks working with my team in the school. Blessing, I have truly enjoyed. Okay, this is my 2nd year teaching. I completed my 1st year at Brentwood Middle School here in Greeley teaching 6th grade language arts, social studies, and math intervention. I was also head 8th grade volleyball coach and directed the school play. I'm pleased to say I'm still coaching middle school. So, skipping over, many know me as Miss Cat, where I teach dance at so she's trying to make herself look sympathetic, but this girl, this woman, this lady was a predator through and through, and I hope they throw the book at her. After entering her guilty plea, Barnes was handed a 7-year sentence in Colorado Department. 50 students she raped, but she did not get 50 years. Nice pink pass there. I hope